And we are doing live tonight. Yeah.
So, Andy didn't say anything here, by the way.
He did not, no.
It was 9 o'clock last night, he was gonna be here. We were here for 8.
It must have the ABC file.
And you can come in talking. You're not anybody to talk to over there long, because
Oh, yes, honey, already. All of his workers. Bossing around. No. I gotta.
Danielle, he is your last name silent, or do you emphasize that?
The D is subscriber, the settler.
As if the T wasn't even there.
The D, almost like the D was right there. Yeah.
Can we see if like people are viewing?
Yeah. Right here, there are 2 people logged in currently.
Oh, one of them's probably Laura.
No, maybe.
Like
If she does what Bill does.
how do we do that?
It's just live streamed on YouTube, so the comments are disabled. So it's not interactive at all.
They just go on YouTube and they can put it on the side or something.
Yep, it's the Brown County government YouTube. We are on channel.
Was that last night? They did last night?
Mhm.
You look to see how many people were on there?
There were about 8 at one point in time. Yes, and we haven't really
That one.
done it in the past. A lot of people didn't know that part. And then we didn't put the link on our agenda until we got sure we were doing it. So I was all there. But
How do they get a view from there?
there's that little guy right there.
Oh, now?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, and it just kind of circles and it listens to who's talking. Yeah.
Return.
But yeah, they said that they
Yes, it is.
take all the comments off or don't allow comments because it was often to be public
Yeah,
knowledge, so.
they don't have a chat button or anything like that.
Then you see me over here and under response.
Just give it up last night. I don't know what that's for. What that for? What? Where that came from was?
I have no idea.
Whatever I want to use it
The
for.
bell. I don't think I was there earlier because it was up there.
Well,
Wasn't there last night?
Yeah. It's awesome.
I think I'll go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals to order and ask for Danielle for a roll call, please.
Randy Jones,
Here.
John Delberger,
Present.
Darla Brown,
Here.
Jane Gore,
Here.
Andy Hoyles.
Andy may show up in a few minutes. Occasionally he gets caught in traffic or it's late. First item of business tonight is approve the minutes from the last meeting back on April 23rd. I know you all got those in your package and haven't had a chance to review them. Does anybody have any changes to suggest?
I don't have any.
All right, then I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes as written.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Roll call vote to approve last month's minutes. Danielle, when you're ready.
John Delberger,
Yes.
Hoyles, Darla Brown,
Yes.
Randy Jones,
Yes.
Jane Gore.
Yes.
Okay. We don't have any old business on the agenda tonight, so we'll go right to the new business. First item is docket number 25-VAR-01, which is a request for approval of a setback variance. Haley, your staff report whenever you're ready.
Okay, this is docket number 25-VAR-01, hearing date May 28th, 2025. Petitioners and property owners, Dennis Cameron for Joseph and Cynthia Zajac. Request is a variance from the front setback requirement. Ordinance provisions, section 4.6A of the Brown County zoning ordinance. Location, lot number SW 122 in the Quartery Sweetwater Lake Edition, plat 35. Also known as 7118 Muskrat Drive, Nineveh, Indiana, in Hamlin Township. The home is located on the north side of Muskrat Drive, approximately 100 feet west of the intersection with Sunset Drive. Zoning and currently in use, the property is zoned Lake Residential LR with an existing home. General findings: 1, the Brown County zoning ordinance provides the minimum distance between the front line of a building and the center line of the road, 50 feet. The setback to the center line of the roads within a Lake Residential zoning district vary depending on whether it is a major road or a minor road. 2, Muskrat Drive is considered a minor road and therefore the minimum setback from the center line of the road to the front line of a building is 25 feet. 3, the owners wish to construct a 24-foot by 32-foot garage approximately 22 feet from the center line of Muskrat Drive. The reduced setback extends toward the road and not toward neighboring property. 4, according to the statement of request in the site plan provided, the location of the septic system prevents the structure from being placed further away from the road. 5, according to the site plan, all other setbacks will be met. 6, there are many examples of reduced setbacks in the area ranging from new construction to structures that were built prior to the adoption of the Brown County zoning ordinance. Board may grant a variance with respect to specific property if after conducting a hearing under section 7.2 of the Brown County zoning ordinance, it finds that 1, there are special circumstances relating to the property that do not generally affect other property or other uses of the same kind in the same district and vicinity. 2, the special circumstances create hardship in that if the variance is not granted, a substantial property right that is enjoyed by other properties in that district and vicinity cannot be enjoyed. 3, the granting of the variance will not be materially detrimental to the public welfare or materially injurious to other property or uses in that district and vicinity. Recommendation: staff finds no evidence that the approval of this variance will have any impact on neighboring property owners in the same district and vicinity, as there are examples of reduced setbacks on that same minor road. This is from the center line of Muskrat Drive. You can see here, that's the front line of the structure. And it goes across. I think I've got a couple better pictures. Muskrat Drive would be to this side here. And here's that line. It was a lot more pronounced in person than you can see in the pictures there. And then this is this is Muskrat. That one's a little bit better. And then this is the home. So the septic system, according to the site plan, lays in between the home and the proposed structure that's laid out here. These purple squares are approved variances on Muskrat Drive. Approximate front setbacks along Muskrat Drive. So we've got anywhere from 12.3 to 15.8, just within a couple of homes there. And then this is an aerial view of approved variances within the Lake District. So all of those purple little squares there. And that is the end of the staff report.
Thank you, Kayla.
They're all variances from the front setback requirement.
just variances in general.
Okay.
So it could be front, rear, or side.
Any other questions from the board for Kayla?
How about cards?
There were 19 sent and 14 were signed for and returned to us.
Kayla, on your report, could you go back around one of the first of the pictures, please? How that would be right there. Is that, are those red cones or red flags?
Those are cones.
Do you know what the significance of those are?
That is staked out for the building, for the
Okay,
proposed building.
okay.
And there are strings here that you could very clearly see in person, and I'm not sure why they didn't show it, that you can kind of see it
Yeah.
Okay.
here.
Yeah, if I squint with one eye real good.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. My imagination works. I can.
yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Thanks for that. Is Mr. Cameron here tonight? Yeah. Yes, sir. Was there anything you'd like to add to Kayla's report or anything you want to share with us about this?
Not in particular, I
If
did,
you could go to the microphone and identify yourself, we'll record these so we get minutes.
yes, my name is Dennis Cameron. I own, Cameron Construction and I'm representing, Joseph and Cynthia Zajac, with regard to this zoning, request. We did mark out that plot based on, the, trying to maintain the appropriate setback. And, it does, like I said, or was said by Kayla, does encroach, to the setback of 3 feet all the way along that line. There's no, setback issue with the property to, either side. And again, the reason why we were trying to sandwich this particular garage in between the septic system that exists there and stay 10 feet from the septic, and then be able to provide the 24-foot width of the garage, which is required with regard to trying to put a pontoon boat inside of a garage to store for the winter. It needs some extra width, plus then putting a car in and then being able to walk around those two vehicles. So, that is the purpose of the request at this point. The cones themselves aren't the marking point. There's a stake inside the cone. The cone's put on there because the stakes were green and hard to see. And so we didn't want anybody to run over the stake. So we put the cone there. So it's pretty much centered on the stake itself.
What's the height of the buildings?
The height should be around 14 feet from ground level up. The pitch on the roof was a 10-12 pitch. They intend to have an attic space up in that for storage.
And your company is gonna do the construction?
Yes, we will be constructing that. Plus we'll have some subcontractors work with us.
Any other questions for Mr. Cameron? Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for your consideration.
Is there anybody here tonight who wants to speak for this petition? Or anybody who wants to speak against this petition? I don't see anybody, so I'll bring this back to the board for us to discuss and decide. Thoughts?
I have no issues with this. I think it's a very minor variance and, I see nothing in here that gives me any cause for concern.
Hey, Jane?
I don't have any problems with it. I asked the height because I didn't want it to be a barrier, but it doesn't seem to be.
All right. Yeah, I also have no problems with granting this. Darn.
I don't have any issues with it.
Well, then I'll make a motion that we approve docket number 25-VAL-01, which is a request for a setback variance.
I'll second.
We have a motion that's been seconded to approve this petition. Roll call vote when you're ready, Danielle.
Darla Brown,
Yes.
Randy Jones,
Yes.
Jane Gore,
Yes.
John Dilberger.
Yes. Okay, your petition's been approved.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'll get an approval letter and then you can come in either tomorrow or Friday for a building permit.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, well, that was the only item of business we had on the agenda tonight, so unless there are any announcements from Kayla or Danielle or anybody else on the board,
I have
then I think maybe we're done.
That's gotta be a record.
All right,
Make up for last time.
Indeed.
anybody wish to move that we adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
I'll second that. Danielle, a roll call vote to adjourn when you're ready.
Charlie Brown,
Yes.
Randy Jones,
Yes.
Jane Gore,
Yes.
John Dilberger.
Yes. Meeting is adjourned.